Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live at the Whalers soccer game. It is the Nantucket Whalers versus John Paul II, and I'm interviewing and meeting for the first time Matt Hunt. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Paula.
Who is the new athletic trainer at Nantucket High. Tell us a little bit about your background, Matt.
So, I graduated from BoysSoccer College in 2015 in athletic training, and I'm from Milton, Massachusetts. So this is a little bit away from home. My first time on the island. I just moved here about I would say 3 weeks ago.
Nice.
But yeah.
I think you're going to love it. Well, I'm from Dedham originally, so not all that far away. But
perfect.
Nantucket's a great community. Sports are huge out here. You're
Noticed.
going to have a lot of support. And Cassandra Moran was in your position prior to you, who her mom is the field hockey coach. And when I looked over, I saw you, and she had told me that she was moving off island. So welcome to the canteen, as they say. And if there's anything we can do to help you, but we'll, Mr. Herman and I will definitely be seeing you around on the field.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. And did you find housing?
I did.
Good.
I did.
Because that's a really difficult problem on the island. Are you teaching as well in addition to athletic training?
Nope. That got moved into one of the gym teachers. They switched that over. So now it's a sports science class instead of an athletic training class.
Interesting how they've done that. I know, the phys ed has been a big thing. Even in social media recently, like, should it stay with schools? And the answer is absolutely yes, it should be inclusive in school programs. But, unfortunately, you have, I think, I have children that are millennials in their 20s, but you have, I think, a newer generation where, not that my children think that way, but there's a lot of, they should be doing a secondary language or this or that and pulling away from phys ed. But what do you think about that, and why should we have phys ed?
I think I agree with you. I think we should have it. I think it's a good point in the day to kind of break up the kids. They've been sitting all day for however long.
Absolutely.
Just to get them up and moving. Obviously, they're going to make better relationships with their peers that way. Just kind of playing various games and doing activities with them as opposed to sitting in the classroom.
And obesity, just to put it out there, is a huge problem in the United States, and you've got new generations where diabetes is at an all-time high. You've got kids that are inactive, and if they at the very least can get that while they're at school and have a phys ed class to motivate them both mentally and physically, I think that's so important.
I agree.
So on that note, Dick has been wanting to race you in a 5K. He was telling me off the air. So we'll line that up when we have a chance. But it was very nice meeting you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Getting ready here for second half action, 0-0. I'd like to mention again our fine sponsors will bring you portions of the opening soccer game. Sun Island Fuel, Condon Coleman Insurance, Don Allen Auto Center, Harbor Fuel, Island Lumber, Island Pharmacy, Kitty Murtaugh, the Downey Flake, Joe Rapaki CPA, the Islander Package Store, Seagrow, Boys and Girls Club, Steamship Authority, the Beauty Bar, Jewelers Gallery, Stover Engineering, Rick's Paint and Maintenance, Cam Appliance, the Visitor Center, JB Drywall, Expresso to Go, Fast Forward, Nantucket Seafood, Hawthorne House, Ryder Electric, Outdoor Power, Billy Built Automotive, Cottage and Castle, the UPS Store, BPC Architect, Just Do It 2 Sport Fishing, the Dog Wash, and Michael Wilson Attorney. We thank some of these fine sponsors for bringing you this game. Now, Paula, I think I said the first half, if not I'm going to say it again, that the longer you leave John Paul in this game, the tougher they become as an opponent. So Nantucket's got their work cut out for them right now. I'm not saying that Nantucket can't still win this game 4-0 and just explode. But if John Paul ever gets the first goal of the second half, Nantucket's in deep doo-doo because they're going to be that much stronger. And they're that much stronger right now than they were when this game started an hour ago.
You did say that at the beginning, and I agree with what you said. Their goalie is unbelievable. I am so impressed with, think of how he was assuaged in the first half, and yet he was able to grasp the ball. He just had the wherewithal of like a screech owl, knew where the ball was coming, going. He's really he's a difference maker for his team right now, and Nantucket better be careful.
We'll see what the changing of the ends of the field brings. You got a little bit of different wind, and you got a little bit different, the field is not a flat surface. You have little hills here and there, and we'll see the new field on the other side. You can see when the ball's way over there, Paula, how we talked about the field being wider this year.
Right.
They're playing right on that non-grassy area over there where that was always out of bounds last year. Here's Nantucket's first chance. He couldn't get the shot off, and
nice
comes
hustle.
out a little bit injured there, holding his.
Derek Pardita motoring up the field, and there's that breakaway. But you know what? Nice job by. I want to make sure I'm saying his name correctly.
I want to hear you say it.
Vanius Valentikivas. So hopefully I'm saying that right.
We got to give him a nickname so we can just get it out of it.
Vivi.
Vivi? Okay,
Or
that's
Vanius, or we can just say Vanius.
Vani? How about Vani?
Actually, I'm going to ask him after the game what he'd like to be referred to. And but you know what? Well done.
We'll go with Vani for right now. Vivi Vani.
The thing that makes me nervous when I'm watching this game again, being the opening game, is we always talk about the goalies coming outside of the goal mouth, and is that going to compromise the play at hand? Nice cross.
Nice cross.
Goalie just
Nobody
got his
there.
hands on it. But if they're coming out too far to stop that ball, and they don't make that play.
If you start feeling comfortable doing it, then you do come out farther than you're supposed to, and then that's where you give up the easy goal.
Everything breaks loose.
Yeah.
And John Paul II is ready to pounce on that loose ball. The coverage they've got with the goalie, the coverage they've got with Mario, they're making it tough. They're playing very good strategic soccer, ground soccer, on the ground. Nothing's in the air, if you notice.
No. But you know, in a game like this, when it's 0-0, you need your veteran to step up, and neither team knows who their veteran is. They know who their veteran was last year, but that could change this year, you know. And I think you've seen that with the Red Sox. They relied on Ortiz an awful lot last year, and it didn't work out for them. Now this year they don't have anybody like that, but they're putting it together, a little pitching here, a little hitting there, and they're still in first place.
I'm wondering if they should be, pivoting around like Mario instead of having him in that midi position up front. Well, here he goes right now. Maybe put him out on a wing. He's so fast and furious no matter where he's at, but they might have to just mix it up a little bit. It's becoming a little too predictable because he's the go-to guy. Spread it out more to Johnson, who's really fast, able to score.
Well, he had a nice little rush there, but he didn't get a shot off on it. But I see what you're saying. Have somebody else.
Oh,
Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I mean, he is able to penetrate Keith Johnson just time and time again. Maybe put him in that midi position, switch it around, get Reeves on a wing. You've got Norris, who's fast, get it up to him, Pardita.
Well, one thing that you mentioned in the first half, Paul, and I'm already seeing it here now, the last two collisions, the players are a little bit slower getting up.
Yeah.
And it's not so that they're hurt, they might be getting tired.
Tired, yeah.
So, all the practice in the world doesn't bring you into game conditioning. You got to play the game and see how much energy you have as you get into the second half. And the later you get into it, the more you're going to see kids bending over, trying to catch their breath. So that could play into an easy goal.
Let's talk about that for a little bit, because I really can't recall, when do the kids in varsity level start practicing as a team? Because I know that Coach Brannigan can't coach out of season, correct?
It's my birthday is August 18th, and that's
birthday.
thank you. That's
Checks
around
in the mail.
that's around the starting time when equipment is passed out. There's not a lot of equipment for the soccer.
So there's no set date and time?
Well, there is a set date and time, and it all depends on when Labor Day comes. Labor Day is a movable date. You probably, different sports have different things. I think football can start 2 weeks before Labor Day.
Okay.
I know field hockey can't get started until after that week, like the Wednesday or Thursday of that week. So they have to wait another 2 or 3 days.
Now, why is that?
It's just how it's set up.
Very interesting.
It's
very interesting.
And on the football, even though football has a few more days than the field hockey, they can't put the pads on for 3 days. So the first night of practice, they're out there, and they're doing a lot of running, and they could be doing some plays and some passing, but there's no physical contact because nobody's got pads on.
Interesting.
And you may be able to put your helmet on, but you don't have your shoulder pads and pads on. So you're going through a routine of, yeah, we're going to run the 34 power, we're going to run the down and outs and all this stuff, but there's no contact. So then all of a sudden you put your pads on, and now it becomes a whole different game. Now when you run the down and out, somebody's whacking you. So in soccer, I would assume the soccer has about the same type of schedule. 2 weeks, the first couple nights is a little bit light. There's not a lot of contact in soccer as much as football, so they don't have to have that aspect.
But boy, the breathlessness, the running, I mean the incessant running in this game. You've got to have your oxygen levels up. You've got to have your legs strong. You know, it's a very physical sport.
Yeah, if you want to be a good soccer player, and whether you're a boy or a girl, and you know you want to be on the team and you want to play an important part of the team, I mean, you would start running in the summer. You know, you'd get out there in July and start running, and you know, do some long distance running, and then do some short sprints up and down. You know, 50 yards. And stop, and then go 50 yards back the other way to get your wind and conditioning used to that, because that's what you got to do here to make a run, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you're in motion pretty much the entire time you're on the field. It's not a whole lot of downtime.
Yeah, you're always moving. I mean, these guys are moving slowly here now, but if the ball goes that way, they got to take off and they got to run 30, 40 yards at full steam, so they're in position to make a play on the ball.
Interesting. So they have about 2 weeks before
about 2 weeks is the normal time before game. Yeah, and there is things in the book, and I'm more familiar with the football rules and the soccer rules, but there is things in the book that say a kid just showed up here at Nantucket High School. You know, he just enrolls and he's eligible to play soccer. He would have to practice, you know, X amount of days, 10, 12, whatever number, before he's allowed to play in a game. Yeah. He couldn't just show up today and play tomorrow, in other words.
Interesting. Very interesting how the rules and regs shake down. Trying to cross over Perdita, trying to get it. Oh, just a little too much touch on that ball. With probably 20 minutes left, I'm going to say, in the second half, Dick, was still the score 0-0.
How much time left, sir?
Lots of time left.
Lots of time.
20?
30.
I mean 30.
Thank you.
Wait, 30?
30?
35-minute halves.
40-minute halves.
Oh, we're doing 40-minute. Wait, last year we were doing 40.
No, we've been doing 40, yeah.
Didn't that show?
We've been doing 40, Paul. Honest.
We've been doing 40 the whole time.
Honest,
okay.
Paul.
Note to self. But I just want to say, can't you do 35-minute halves sometimes?
Sometimes I have a dream at night, and I say I went to a soccer game and they had 30-minute halves, right? So
right. No, but 35-minute halves we have seen, at least on the women's side, I know. I think that's a flexible thing. It can either be 35 or 40. Look at Johnson. Oh! Let's go!
Perfect setup there. He got the rebound, got the shot, but put it right back into his chest. Yeah.
Keith Johnson, the man, nice job. Right there with Reeves. They're going to get it. They're going to finesse that 1-2 connection they've got going there. Ramon Pardita checking in. Corey Pardita, Derek Pardita checking out. So we got a long ways to go. We need to see a goal, Dick.
Yes.
So for those who are not familiar with soccer, including myself, thinking it's 35 minutes out, no, I'm kidding. If it's 0-0, at the end of the game, it stays 0-0.
Stays 0-0. No overtime in high school regulation soccer. When you get to the playoffs,
you can have overtime.
You have overtime.
And just for people that are watching or just checking in.
Do they have shootouts too?
Not in regulation. When you get to the playoffs, you play 2 periods. I forget the exact time, but it's like a 10-minute period and followed by maybe another 10-minute period. And then if nobody has scored then you go to the shootouts.
Well, we saw that last year. Remember, we were a part of that, Dick, with not in Brockton at Rocky Marciano Stadium. It was at the other place. I think it was in Situate or
Situate or Cohasset.
I think it was Situate. and that situation occurred. So I think that was probably one of the first times, but how exciting to see that level of play.
Well, now we can see how close the parking lot is because the John Paul kid had to run that down in the parking lot.
He looks more tired running the additional,
Right. The
additional 4
those
inches.
ball boys on the other side, they are holding on to those. They don't want to give up the soccer balls that they're holding.
You know what I wanted to talk about?
They don't know the concept of being a ball boy.
We're going to have a lesson. We're gonna,
You don't hold
where's
the
Harry?
ball. You don't hold the ball as long as you can. You get it in play as quick as possible.
Get it off. Oh, nice job by Captain Carter Snell, who's definitely gotten a little taller, if that's possible. Mario Reyes, Keith Johnson. We've got Tresher, Pardita. Oh, nice crouch, nice crouch. Oh! Oh!
Tried the bicycle kick
The
there
bicycle
and couldn't
kick,
get it to go.
Son of a bee.
Now you try to shift over.
Nantucket throw in. Taken by
There's the ball boy
Captain
again.
Emmett Clark.
Doesn't want to give it up. He wants to hang on to it.
I have my nephew's ball in my car that is so chewed up by my daughter's dog. I asked somebody the other day if they wanted to kick around the ball, and the answer was an emphatic no.
Gino, can you film Paul tomorrow? She's going to give a little tutorial here to the ball boys on
Yes.
when the ball crosses the line, you take the one you're holding and you throw it to the closest guy.
Absolutely. I think we could YouTube this. You know what I wanted to talk about was I was looking at the standings, don't ask me why or how, in the Boston Globe. Top 20 boys soccer team. Guess who's number 1?
Number 1 in
begins with an
boys
N.
soccer. It begins with a what?
An N, the letter N.
The letter N. Needham.
Nauset.
Nos? Number 1.
Number 1. Cohasset is 19.
19.
But Nauset, number 1. And we play Nauset,
That's
correct?
I
certain.
don't
We've played them in the past.
we played them in the past. I don't think they're on our schedule for this year.
Well,
I
think
did
we
see. I don't have the schedule with me. I did see the schedule, but I don't remember seeing Nauset on it.
Their
no.
record last year was 23-0.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
something outrageous.
Yeah, they're a top program. We have played them in the past, but not recently. No.
So I
They
saw
have
that.
grown. See, Nauset.
Huge.
What Nauset has benefited from. A
Combination of towns, right?
Provincetown closed down their high school many years ago now. That's not the big thing. But now you have the school choice program, meaning that a kid living in Hyannis that plays soccer can go to Nauset High School.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, a student living in Hyannis can go.
Can go to Nauset High School.
Now, are they being bused?
Yeah. Well,
the
if there's
parents
enough,
have to get you there?
if there's enough kids, they can get a bus. Yeah.
So what is that saying about the school system?
Well,
in
it's
Hyannis?
what it's saying. Well, see now, why would Nauset do that? For many
don't know.
reasons. Maybe this kid is a good soccer player, and the kid wants to go to Nauset because Nauset has a good program, and the
school
coach
for
wants
sports.
him to come there because it's going to help his team.
So what was the name of this program again?
School choice.
School choice. Very interesting.
And the flip side of that is that Hyannis has to pay Nauset so many dollars as a formula. Because
When did this start?
4 or 5 years ago.
I've never heard
See,
of
well,
this.
you don't hear it here because it can't affect the Nantucket kid.
Right.
Technically, a Nantucket kid go to Barnstable, but
Yeah.
with all the
Oh,
here
go,
it is,
go,
here
you
it
got
is.
it.
Oh,
you
just why?
missed it.
See, then they're certainly not going to pay the boat fare over for the kid to come over every day. You know what I'm saying? And
To be a Red Raider.
yeah, to be a Red Raider. And you can't. We all know here, living on Nantucket, 25. Thank you, sir. 25 minutes left in the second half. 0-0. And if you have to get off Nantucket to get to Hyannis on a regular basis, some days you don't get there
Right.
because of strange things going on.
Very interesting how that. I don't know who comes up with these thought process. Johnson trying to make it in there. Fed by Reeves. Pardita keeping it in. Oh, you know, John Paul has got excellent defense, Dick. That's really the difference in this game. I think they're even Steven, but their defense is really shining and coming to play. Great drop up to deep kick to Norris.
Well, Nantucket is going to be very frustrated with themselves if they can't get a goal here, Paula, because they've had many opportunities. We have not seen the ball down to our left, which is the end that John Paul wants to score at in ages. It's been up here to our right. Now it is down here as we speak, but Nantucket has been clearing it out and getting back on the offense very quickly here, and they've had many chances to score, and they haven't got one by yet.
And they'll be seeing this team again this season, correct? One home, one away.
One home and away
That's
at least, and some scenarios you wind up seeing them 3 times because of scheduling. They have to play them a 3rd time to get their. They want to play 18 or 20 games, whatever the schedule is coming out to.
I know Nassau played Martha's Vineyard yesterday and won. I think it was 1-0 or 2-1. It was a really tight game. I think there was no scoring in the first half, and I think the Vineyard scored, and then Nassau, but it was a tight game.
Now we play the Vineyard in soccer.
Here?
I forget. No, it'd be away this year. What Nantucket and Vineyard has done over the last 5 or 6 years or so is switch. In other words, if the football game is here this year, that'll be our homecoming weekend. The soccer teams we use traveling over there is their homecoming weekend play at the Vineyard. And I think field hockey goes over also.
Interesting. Ooh, nice cross in front of the goal, but they're so
a nice
close.
shot.
Johnson keeping it in.
It looked like he might have got part of his hand. No whistle.
I thought it did. No Apple iPhone there. Perdita keeping it in. Clark is open. Get him up. Get it up there. Carter Snell trying to cross it over to Clark. Clark up on the right. Nice cross in front of the goal. Oh! Wow, that goalie has got hands.
Yeah, he came out. He stopped that ball.
He has hands like Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Just like thick and wide, and he's just grasping that ball. He's the game changer. Otherwise,
right now,
multiple
right
goals.
now, without a strong goalie, Nantucket would have a 2-0 lead at this moment. He's robbed us on a few occasions. Nantucket has missed some open shots on a few occasions. Again, you got to expect that in the opening game. Your shooting is not down.
Corey, look over your shoulder.
Got Pardita on the field at 2 Parditas. Johnson, Reyes. There's Johnson and it's 2 different Johnsons. So you have Keith Johnson and Sean Johnson.
We have an injured player here beside us. We see the man you were interviewing is
Matt Hunt.
Matt is working on his leg right now.
Hey, go, Matt.
Wow, a lot of fiddling and diddling there on the court. As Fred Auerbach would say. Did you see that? That was intense.
Fiddling and diddling.
Fiddling and
that
diddling.
That was Red Johnny Mose. Well, Johnny Mose would say, yeah. Johnny Mose was the announcer. He would say that about the Celtics and Red Auerbach.
Oh, nice.
Speaking of which,
wow.
Saddle. One on.
You got to buy a program, Gino. There is right now out of I think 15 guys.
Oh.
Right now out of 15 guys on the Celtics roster, only 4 of them were on the roster last year.
Wow.
Wait, say that again?
Out of the 15 guys on the Celtics roster right now, only 4 of them were on the roster last year.
Wow, that is,
They've cut 2 or 3 and traded away about 5 or 6.
Who did they cut?
Well, some of the names.
What about Jarebko? Is he gone? He must be.
Yeah, people like that hardly got into the game. Yeah, they it's not so much being cut, Gino. It's just that you have like 1 or 2 year contracts, and you know that after that you got to move on to somebody else. You know,
Right.
because there's a ton of players, and the Celtics, they just signed a guy named Bird, which I thought was kind of funny.
No relation to Larry.
No
as in
relation to
French Lick,
Larry, but
Indiana.
he signed a 2-year contract.
You know what? Nantucket is starting to gel here. They're starting to get some nice formations here going. They're going to be scoring within the next 3 minutes. They just seem like they're getting it. They're getting their footing beneath them, their rhythm, and recognizing where each player is without necessarily having to look where that player is, if that makes sense.
Well, looking ahead, Paul, to next week, we'll be right back here Tuesday, and we'll see the ladies play. We're going to be at the girls' home opener.
Chuck Taylor's he still coaching?
Taylor is still coaching.
Awesome. We love him. And Paige Albertson between the pipes. She was in last year. She was great.
You gave me that
Sticker.
Paige bumper sticker.
Yeah.
I still have it. I'll have to
I
see
still
if
have mine too.
I'll see if I can dig it out and bring it to the game here for a little luck next Tuesday.
Wow, Clark is motoring up there. Nice hustle. You know, nice play on both sides here, Dick. This is a well-fought game.
It's a very competitive game, and right now we see, as I say, look at some of the kids bending over. That means you're out a little bit of breath. But it's a very competitive game, but Nantucket has certainly had the better chances. And they are not going to be happy with themselves if it stays 0-0. They're certainly not going to be happy with themselves.
Johnson, watch this cross. He got it.
Yes!
Okay, did I say they were going to score within 3 minutes or what? Nice job. I could just tell they were getting their mojo going there. That was Keith Johnson. And I'm going to say Keith Johnson all the way. Number 6 in the 61st minute. We like that, Dick. I thought that was unassisted, or is that me? I mean, he just really
Well, I didn't
hear.
hear him say an assist, no.
No, he just powered that down on his side. But you can just tell they're starting to feel their confidence. They're starting to get their game going, and that's why I make the big bucks on Channel 99 to say these things, right? Within 3 minutes.
I want you to hit the lottery numbers next.
So
Then you
the
make the big
There you go.
so the 61st minute, that means there are 19 minutes left in this game, and Nantucket has got the flow of the game going they want. They don't want to do something crazy down here now. Just play some defense to get the ball back up this end in a hurry. If they keep it up this end, then they'll have the victory.
But you called it, Dick. You said from the beginning, you know, tight game. And is it, you know, a hush has fallen over my right shoulder.
But I would,
team, but it's not over.
Again, I would not be surprised if Nantucket scores a bunch here. You know, 2 or 3 goals and opens it right up. It all depends on the conditioning of both teams. Right now,
Well,
John Paul is showing they have some fight left in them.
Yeah.
If they want to stay in this game, they got to get the ball down this end, and here they have it.
John Paul makes me nervous because they've got legs. Their guys, I don't really see one of them looking overly tired, and they've got this look on their face. But Nantucket was just gelling, and you could just tell they were circling like bees in front of that goalie, that they were going to get it. And Johnson, he just doesn't miss a beat. It's like he just knows where to place that ball.
Yeah, he's sort of taken over the role that his big brother had last year.
Well, I used to love watching the two of them with the dynamics and, you know, the frustration levels if they weren't scoring, because they wanted it so badly they could taste it. You know, mark of a good athlete. And Lydia, if you're listening, please come sit with us next time. I love their little sister. And there's another sister, but I can't.
Eric Evans, if you're listening, come on by.
Yes.
Eric is going to put in an appearance at one of our games here and talk a little soccer.
Did he play?
I don't know, Gino.
He's a hockey player.
He's a hockey guy. I know he has a hockey background. I'm not sure he had a soccer
He
background.
loves football.
Now, football, is Brian Ryder coaching again?
Brian's coaching again. The Whalers open on the road this week, Saturday. I think it's a 1:30 game, Bishop Sting. We have a timeout on the field here. And during this timeout, I'd like to mention the rest of our fine sponsors bringing you the Whaler spring season. Nantucket Ice, Nantucket Electrical Contractors, Joe Rapaki CPA, Killen Real Estate, Martin Bork Painting, Cowboys Meat Market, Santos Rubbish Removal, Nantucket Health Department, Sushi Bayoshi, Randy Helford Heating and Cooling, Island Fencing, Island Carpets, Valero & Sons, Ladybird Lingerie, Scrimshaw Gallery, Faucet Man Plumbing and Heating, Nantucket Estate Jewelry and Fine Arts, Ride the Wave, the NRTA, the Boathouse, Nantucket Airlines, Fairgrounds Restaurant, Pumpkin Pond Farm, Something Natural, Highland Flooring, Champion Rentals, Island Variety, Sherman Management, the Homestead, and the Nantucket Health Club. We thank all these fine sponsors for bringing you portions of the season. So I'm listening out of one ear what the coach over here is saying.
And taking photos. Yes, keep going.
And I'm relaying, right, all this to Rich Brannigan, assistant number 9. Thank you.
Assistant number 9. Ah, Mario Reyes. No surprise there. It was kind of hard to tell who was intertwined in that mix, but I clearly saw Johnson with his breakaway.
That occurred at the 81-minute mark, so we have approximately 17 minutes, take away 2 for the time, but 17 minutes left in the game.
And it's gotten beautiful out. Wind has subsided a little bit, it's nice.
A fine afternoon here at the field.
And I think we need to acknowledge, and we'll get back to football in a minute, the Booster Club with the Whaler Pride flags.
Yes.
They love that.
Yeah, I saw the president of the Booster Club, O'Connor, here putting them up as I was driving on.
What a great job they've done with that. That's, a big time commitment too, but they've done it.
Those are great flags, and as you say, it is a time commitment, but it's so important for the kids to see that happening, to know that they're getting that type of support. You sort of expect mom and dad here to watch, but when you see the Boost go, oh, here it is, here it is.
Look at this breakaway, but Pardita.
Oh! Well, I heard the bench over there say that a boy Jack. Whoever Jack is, he's defended that well. He kept right on his Perdita's shoulder, did not let him get the kick off.
Right. Chris Amaya, number 13, just motored from that midfield line, brought it all the way down, but just couldn't make it happen. Sometimes you just get a little bit ahead of yourself with that ball, the adrenaline. And it was not clear cut. That goalie's just so good at his coverage within the net. Does a great job. Ramon Pardita, number 31.
Call that offside.
Did he call it offside?
He did call it offside, yeah.
So football, Coach Ryder, we want to acknowledge that his son, Corey, I don't know the son, but I know Brian and Lori, is that William and Mary?
William and Mary, yes.
What a great accomplishment that is.
That's a big accomplishment.
And he's
right?
a big boy, 6'6", I believe.
Yeah. Now today in the Boston Globe, I haven't read all of it yet, but I did notice they list the top teams, they list the top games to go to, and they list players to watch. One of the players to watch that's listed in the Globe today is the Korea boy.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he is listed as I think 6'5", 340 pounds. So when you're at the football game, check him out in the middle of the defense.
Here in Nantucket.
Yes. Imagine having a high school kid 6'5", 340.
6'5", 340. I know one of the Koreas was playing at UMass Amherst.
He went to UMass. I don't know how much I don't know how much he played there, but he did go there.
He was a great athlete.
This Korean, I can't remember his first name as I sit here talking about him.
I can't wait to watch him play.
It said in the little blurb about him. They put a little blurb about each player, and it says Rhode Island is recruiting him.
URI.
URI, yeah. Now that's big time because he's being in the same breath as the running back from Everett, the quarterback from St. John's, the lineman from Brockton. I mean, that's big time to get his name mentioned there. So.
Oh, I hope the Inky gets a little snippet of that for him. That's great.
That's if the Inky gets here today.
Well, Dean's here. He is the Inky.
But I'm talking
printer.
about the today. I
Paper.
went into the store to buy the paper, and I
printer
found
broke.
out that the printer broke, and
Which is off island, right? Isn't
off
it printed
island,
off island?
and it might not get here to 5 tonight. Well, they won't sell too many copies at 5 tonight. People will be buying them on
Can you
Friday.
get me one?
Can I get you one? I'll rush right over to the
So
Stop
I
and
got to go
Shop.
back and watch the U.S. Open. Speaking of tall, they've got some big. Del Potro, who won last night, beat Federer 6-6.
Well, I'm not going to watch too.
He beat Federer, yeah. Juan Martin Del Potro.
I'm not going to watch too much of the U.S. Open, Paula, because there's something else on TV tonight.
The Patriots.
Are you going to watch the U.S. Open over the Patriots?
I'm going to watch both.
You're going to watch both. Split screen, split screen.
I got to watch my Tom, but I got to watch Nadal. I think Nadal might be playing tonight. Oh yeah, I love my U.S. Open. Thank you. I like all his twitches. I mean, how many body parts can he touch?
He's a sweet guy. And Federer, of course, both of them.
Yeah, they're
I was
both.
hoping the two of them would be in.
I think everybody was, because they've never met before in a Grand Slam. But I've seen both play at the Miami Open, and both impressed me. But it was great to see Del Potro win last night.
Nice cross. Oh, good defense there by 23.
Not that you should be picking who you think is easier on the eyes in a tennis match, but that being said, I think a lot of women were like, Del Potro in Argentina.
Do you think a lot of men like to watch women's tennis?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Well, you know what? There's 4 Americans. I mean, you talk about tennis to talk about. You look at the 4 Americans. You got Madison Keys, who just graduated Stanford. You've got Sloane Stephens. You've got Venus Williams, and the 4th one is Coco Vandeweghe.
Now have they?
4 Americans.
4 Americans. That's unbelievable.
You've never heard of that.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I did catch that on the news this morning. That was amazing.
I think it did happen once in the 80s or something.
81.
Okay.
But whoa, not the.
You came.
But no, I've been living. You don't understand. I have been glued to the U.S. Open to the point where at like 11, I'm still drinking
awesome.
coffee to stay awake.
That's nice.
Oh, and then
I love it too.
Now some of the tennis I watch on the women's side, and I don't watch a lot of it.
Of course you watch the women's side, Dick.
They have these women as they hit the ball, they go. Do they still allow?
It's called grunting.
Do they still allow the grunting?
Yes, because some coaches will tell you that gives them more of an oxygen.
Oh,
like
we almost snuck us.
Kind of thing.
That helps. That helps.
Supposedly helps. Yeah. Google it, and we'll talk about it.
I think it's a distraction.
Well, it's not as bad. Remember Monica Seles?
Oh.
I mean,
Yeah,
she was brutal. I mean, I couldn't listen to her. It was so distracting. But I've been playing a ton of tennis. Geesley Hughes is my tennis partner, who wanted me to ask you this question. Hold on 1 second.
Geesley Hughes, huh?
Geesley Hughes. He's going to get a Tommy point today.
Geesley.
He told me he does not have.
I want to go
he
back.
doesn't have Channel 99. I mean, what's wrong with these people?
I want to go.
No, he doesn't.
I want to go back. I want to go back to this. I want to go back to
what he
this.
has.
Grunting helps out. Let's say we're at a basketball game and somebody takes a free throw shot and he goes "Ugh," as he takes a free throw shot. That's going to help him make it.
It's a different game. Different.
Oh, it only helps you in tennis. Is that what you're saying?
I find myself doing it when I'm tired, and it kind of keeps me. Sometimes you grunt when you're digging deep and you're tired, but never mind. But tennis.
Let's go back to Geesley Hughes.
Let's go back to Geesley Hughes. Geesley, I know you're not listening to this, but
there it is! Oh!
A header that was just a little too much on.
Carter's height hurt him there because he got up over the net to take the header. If he stayed down at ground level. How much time, sir? 8 minutes left.
Carter Snow, that was a beautiful header that he, and shot that he made. It's just a little too much on it. But tennis, Geesley Hughes, we're always looking for a 4th. I play in private courts, very lucky, and was looking for a 4th, and Geesley, I ran into in March, told me, and I quote, "I have not played tennis since 1990, and I said, perfect, you're in, you're exactly what we want."
I wish I could play. It's just too hard on my knees.
Well, my friend that I play with, she coached Sabatini at one time. She was a tennis pro. She played for Bollettieri. Her niece is playing for Bollettieri, who we just played with.
Is that right?
Is 11 years old and slaughtered us. Oh, that was almost
Well,
a
you haven't asked me this trivia question
So the
yet.
trivia question
is,
Beasley wanted was, he claimed he was a substitute. There was 4 of you that played. Father Davignon was one of them.
there it is.
Oh, and that's a goal. Mario. Woo!
Mario. So Mario's got a goal and an assist.
And that was beautiful. That was beautiful. 9 and
72nd
Mario
minute,
Reyes,
so about
nice
8 minutes
goal.
left, and
That was beautiful.
that is sort of the icing on the cake. But I would not be surprised if Nantucket scores another 1 or 2 here, because John Paul is going to be heavily deflated at this moment. But they still got to play the last 8 minutes.
these kids are looking
And,
tired.
yeah, they're tired, and they know
Hands on the hips.
victory is not going to happen for them today. But they want to play the last 8 minutes out and keep it at 2-0. They don't want to have Nantucket open the floodgates here and make it a 4-0 game in a hurry.
Chris Amaya was the assist on that. Well done. He's just been dribbling down that mid-line all game. Well done. And number 9, Mario Reyes with the goal, and I think it was at 8 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, that's what, a 72-minute mark.
72-minute mark. So it was Mario scored number 9, and Chris Amaya, number 13, had the assist. The trivia question Geesley had was, there's 4 that used to play. Father Davignon, of course I had to ask him, I didn't realize priests were allowed to play tennis, but he said yes.
Any day but Sunday.
Any day but Sunday, right. Or Saturday at 5. But he said it was, and he said, I think the players were Dick Herman, Father Davignon, Dennis Caron, and Vito.
We had it mostly right. Dennis and Vito were always there, and Father Davignon was there. Bob Frame was probably there as the 4th most of the time. I did not play a lot of tennis. I would join in once in a while, right?
I didn't even realize we had a Mayakan tennis club.
Vito used to run that.
That's what Geezy was telling me, and
Yeah.
it was like, I never went there. It was
where the
where
old.
was it?
Well, do you remember the old racing track?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of
Well,
course.
the old racing track, the courts were actually in. If you head out Bartlett Road to the end, you got to take the right.
Yeah.
When Bartlett Road ends, and then you take the left, heading over to the Maya Common Golf Course. The tennis courts were right in that area. I want to say they were off to the right, sort of where. Well, who has the garden shop in there? And there's a few houses plus
Benny. Craig Benny.
Sconset Gardner, I think.
Oh, that side. Okay, I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking the high.
So it was.
I'm thinking the
Surfing hydrangea.
I'm thinking the tennis courts are in on the right. Yes.
Really?
In the dog track or the racing track, the racing track, the pony track was in on the left, which is all covered by houses
Pony
now.
track that I once was in a car that drove around the track a few times. Do I dare admit that?
Are you with the girl holding up the numbers? 5, 8?
No, it was, I remember a bunch of us lifeguarding after the chicken box.
Oh, that's.
It was a 71 Ford Gran Torino.
If you wore your lifeguard uniform, you could have been holding up the numbers there before.
We might have been in lifeguard uniforms, who knows? But that was my one and only time in the track, and it's blurry, but.
Ralph Marble would have done you in if you knew you were chewing up his track with the Ford Torino.
It's a vague recollection, but I do remember. But I never went to. They had horse races there. Is that what it was?
There was it was horse and buggies. It was like one horse, one buggy, and one guy. Ralph Marble would be up there. Go Nellie! Nellie was the best horse.
Nellie. Of course, the horse's name was Nellie. Oh my God. Yeah, Geesley's mentioned Ralph Marble.
Ralph Marble.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, Sylvia Marble was his wife. She was a school teacher, a friend of Barbara Capizzo. They taught school together. And I got to know Ralph. He was a pretty good softball pitcher. And he would pitch for he would pitch on the he was our pitcher on the teacher's softball team when would play out at the Navy. But he just threw a real slow ball, but it had a lot of spin and a lot of stuff on it that.
So please don't tell Mr. Marble that.
Well, that night
we were on the racetrack.
Gino, I think that night that Paul was talking about when she was going around the track so many times, that was a 9 umbrella drink night.
I think we were lost.
And you wound up on the poor pony track, the racetrack.
Like, where are we? Let's just keep that on the download, shall we? Anyhow, yes, Geesley has got game, and he plays 5 days a week to the point where I've created a tennis addict. All he wants to do is play tennis with the 4 of us, but we have a lot of fun.
Well, Geesley's a good guy to know if your furnace is on the fritz. He'll come in and repair it for you.
Yeah, he claims he works on boilers, but he's got game. I mean, you know, he's got game.
Gee, we used to call him Gee.
Gee?
Gee. when you see him, when you're getting ready to serve to him, say, "Gee, what's this one coming?"
Claims he was born in Iceland.
He was. He was.
Wally, my daughter Wally met him. We were all playing tennis, and she said, "That's not his real name." I said, "He claims it is."
He was born in Iceland, where the sun didn't shine, so that's why they come up with his name, Geesley.
Apparently, is that what it is? Is that what it means?
Yeah,
he's going to kill me for talking about all this.
Call him Gee. That'll get him going. That'll get him going.
Anyhow, we're having a blast playing tennis, and it's become very competitive. We even have a scoreboard. So I get mad and I flip the numbers. All right, let's get back to the
We have
action
about
here.
2 or 3 minutes left in this one. Nantucket's gonna. We're gonna give about 3 stars.
Points,
we're gonna give about 3 stars. I got my 3, Paula. So when you're ready,
I think I have my 3 too. You want me to go first?
Whatever your choice is. You can go first, or you can let me go first.
I think you go first.
You're gonna make me go first.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 3 stars gonna go to Chris Amari, who picked up an assist on that second goal. My number 2 star is gonna go to Mario Reyes, who has the goal and assist. And my number 1 star is going to go to Keith Johnson, who broke into the scoring column, giving Nantucket the all-important first goal, and he's been all hustle all day.
I think I'm absolutely with you on that. Keith Johnson is getting my gold star. I knew from the moment. I'm going to have a tie. Keith Johnson and Mario Reyes for that first position because they were just rock solid, focused. My silver star is going to Cooper Norris. I thought he came out looking like he was ready to play, and he just picked up momentum as he came along. Look for good things to come out of him. And I'm going to go with John Tresher, a bit of an unsung hero at number 50. He had some great plays on his line that I think were perhaps not getting the attention they deserved, and he's going to be important in his position. He and Carter Snell are big boys. They're tall, and they're great in that defensive back.
Good choices there, Paula. And Nantucket's looking for another one here as they're peppering, but we only have seconds left, and that will just about do it. So again, Nantucket with the hard-fought 2-0 victory, but that's what you want on opening day, because now the coach Brandon can go back to the team and say, "Hey,
you did it.
We got the win, but this is a team that could have beaten us if we didn't play our game, but we also could have beaten them 5 or 6-0 if we were making all our shots today." So there's a lot of good things that come out of this as a coaching standpoint, and but the most important thing is the victory, and so Nantucket will go to 1-0 again. The recap scoring: Mario with a goal and an assist, Keith with the goal, and Chris with an assist. And good defense all around for the shutout. We didn't mention Vandy in net, but he gets a shutout here today.
Good job, Keith. Oh, he was great. He was great in net. I think it's his first year between the pipes. I don't recall him playing in the past, so he's got to had a case of the jitters, but he played well, and it's just going to be onward and upward from there. Well done.
All right, so we'll be back here Tuesday, Paul, to see the ladies play, and we're looking forward to that. And the boys will be on the road Tuesday. We'll talk more about that too. And remember to put a smile on your face each and every day, even if you laugh at yourself. Go Red Sox, go Patriots.
Go Clemson.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. There you go.